Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Vanakkam tajahau. My name is Aiman and this is my journey lepas sekolah.
Waktu sekolah menengah, anda ke sekolah menengah mana?
Saya waktu sekolah menengah, saya ke sekolah Dato Razak, Sedar di Sungai Gadut, Seremban dari tahun 2013, Form 1 hingga 2017 lah, Form 5 untuk SPM.
Apa yang mendorong Aiman untuk ke Sedar?
Yang mendorong saya ke Sedar yang pertama adalah dari reputasi sekolah tersebut juga. And then yang kedua adalah kerana dia sekolah semua lelaki. So waktu tu saya darjah 6, saya ada apply 2 asrama. Yang pertama Emerson Gemencih, yang kedua Sedar lah untuk SBP. Tapi saya pilih Sedar adalah sebab reputasi dan juga jaringan alumni yang sangat kuat. Saya percaya kita dapat mendapat sokongan lah kalau saya sekolah tu juga.
Kenapa anda memilih untuk ke all boys school?
Jadi kalau kita tengok umur 12 tahun tu, dalam kepala kita nak masuk sekolah all boys ni sebab mungkin kita boleh lebih fokus kepada pelajaran sebab kurang distraction kepada contohnya hubungan relationship dengan girlfriend sebab yalah sekolah semua lelaki kan. So kita fikir dalam kepala kita okey lah, kita nak fokus belajar. Sebab tu lah kita fikir pergi sekolah semua lelaki. Ini jawapan simple lah sebab kita umur 12 tahun kan, darjah 6 apa je kita boleh fikir.
Apa pencapaian anda sewaktu di Sedar?
Sewaktu saya di Sedar antara okeylah, saya rasa kalau kita cerita pelibatan lagi senang. Jadi saya terlibat dengan waktu zaman tu adalah Brigade Bestari. Dia macam kiranya bahagian editor lah, school editor, board editor untuk majalah. Kita juga cover untuk program buat video, poster dan semua tu. Yang kedua juga saya terlibat dalam lembaga pemimpin sekolah, prefectorial board. Ketiga saya paling aktif daripada Form 1 sampai Form 5 adalah dalam pasukan wind orchestra lah, Sedar Symphonic Band.
Anda merupakan seorang head boy di Sedar. Bagaimanakah anda mencapai untuk menjadi head boy di satu sekolah yang sungguh berprestij?
Cerita pasal head boy ni, interestingly, waktu zaman saya je Form 5 tu, hujung tahun 2016 untuk 2017 punya pemilihan kita ada what we call it pilihan raya. So waktu pilihan raya tu lah kita kena ada manifesto. Okay, tapi manifesto dia bukanlah belasah tubuh orang. Tak lah, kita kena ada manifesto yang okay, apa yang kita nak contribute kepada pelajar, and then macam mana apa hala tuju kita untuk sepanjang kita punya penggal. Jadi saya punya manifesto waktu tu agak simple lah, tapi basically untuk how kita kemaskan pemakaian. Contohnya saya cadangkan agar semua akan pakai name tag besi instead of name tag jahit. Lepas tu akan ada daripada name tag besi tu ada nama, contohnya nama, dan juga background tu ikut warna badge atau ya betul, warna badge, dan juga akan ada nama rumah sukan. So bila name tag besi ni kita keluar pun orang kita nampak smart sesama pelajar yang lain. Ada dan selain tu juga saya cadangkan untuk kita rapatkan jurang antara senior hingga junior lah. Saya rasa itu antara manifesto saya yang mudah. Dan bagaimana perasaan saya atau macam mana kita memimpin sekolah semua lelaki bagi saya tak mudah. Sebab bila masalah semua lelaki ni terlalu ramai, dia ada juga orang kata banyak pecahan-pecahan kumpulan lah. Contohnya group of interest macam ni, lain perangai dia. Group of interest macam ni, lain perangai dia. So bagaimana kita nak satukan semua orang supaya ada satu pemahaman yang sama, which is mustahil lah. Tapi at least we can get a group of majority to have a common understanding. Dan yang paling penting saya rasa adalah kita tak boleh nampak yang kita ni ada bias atau favor to a certain group. So saya actually not belong to any certain group, tapi saya kawan je dengan semua orang. Sama ada senior atau junior lah waktu saya tingkatan 5.
Aiman, selama 5 tahun di Sedar, bagaimanakah culture ragging ataupun bully di Sedar?
Culture ragging atau bully ni adalah waktu kita junior. Tapi saya rasa ia tidaklah seteruk macam mana yang digembar-gemburkan dalam rancangan high school kan, high council kan. Itu tak adalah seteruk macam tu. Dan ragging pun agak simple, macam contohnya ketuk ketampi, And then maybe you kena pumping just untuk disiplinkan pelajar. But kalau ada pun sampai tahap memukul pun memang akan kena buang sekolah lah. Kita tak ada toleransi terhadap sebarang fizikal. Dan tapi kalau kita lihat, sebab saya pun masih aktif lagi pelibatan saya dengan pihak sekolah, kes buli sebenarnya sudah berkurang dengan sangat mendadak terima kasih kepada PKP. So bila waktu PKP, kita dalam 3 tahun tempoh tu semua orang belajar daripada rumah. Jadi semua kita panggil culture lah, culture yang buruk sebenarnya terputus. So budak-budak dah datang pun, they don't have culture. They need to set their own good culture. Alhamdulillah kat situ. And then cuma masalahnya kalau ada kes bully pun ia sebab memang pengaruh daripada TV lah. Semua orang sibuk nak jadi high council. Itu je lah. But if you ask me, during my days, yes, we do have a ragging culture, but it's not to the extent that sampai orang mati masuk hospital lah.
Bagaimanakah keputusan anda untuk SPM?
Saya dapat 3A+, 4A dan juga 3A-.
Aiman, dalam banyak-banyak exam yang anda pernah menduduki, adakah SPM antara yang paling susah?
Kalau ikutkan sebenarnya betul, peperiksaan SPM paling susah sebab kita ada 10 subjek. Dan 10 subjek tu, kita kena mahir 2 tahun punya silibus. So agak susah. Dan usaha untuk belajar dia tu, dia tak boleh last minute. Memang dia usaha yang berpanjangan lah.
Bagaimana anda menyediakan diri untuk SPM?
Saya rasa saya banyak fokus pada tahun kelima tu. Sebab biasalah, tahun keempat dah form 4 ni kita banyak main-main sikit. Tapi masuk tingkatan 5, apa yang saya fikir adalah sebelum masuk pertengahan tahun, saya kena mahir semua silibus daripada tingkatan 4. Itu memang saya punya azam lah apa yang saya buat, saya punya target. Sebab bila kita dah masuk pertengahan tahun yang kedua, penggal kedua, untuk form 5 ni sebenarnya kita fokus banyak untuk buat revision. So revision tu kita banyak guna basic daripada tingkatan 4 lah, itu strategi saya. Dan saya banyak spend masa sebenarnya, saya bangun dalam pukul 5.30. Macam tu saya dah start prepare untuk study lah, buat all the past years punya questions.
Kalau anda ada 3 tips untuk pelajar-pelajar SPM, apakah itu?
Yang pertama, make sure you mahirkan syllabus form 4 sebab the basics will be carried into the form 5. Yang kedua, study smart lah. Bila you study, you jangan belajar sebab you nak dapatkan jawapan semata-mata. So you, whatever means you akan cuba cara kan, cari cara untuk dapatkan jawapan. Tapi sebenarnya you fahamkan kenapa kita nak dapat jawapan macam tu. Dan yang ketiga, bila kita nak belajar, jangan belajar waktu penat. Belajar waktu you segar lah. So sebab tu saya tak pernah stay out lebih daripada pukul 12 malam kat sekolah. Saya akan bangun pukul 5 atau mungkin kalau rajin sikit mungkin 4.30 tahajud, lepas tu terus belajar. Sebab saya tu waktu paling prime lah untuk saya buat revision. 3 tips ni lah.
Aiman, selepas SPM, adakah anda menerima tajaan daripada mana-mana agensi?
Daripada segi tajaan, saya dapat bantuan daripada MARA lah, Majlis Amanah Rakyat, under program Young Talent Program, YTP lah. YTP under MARA ni, it is a convertible loan. From the convertible loan itself, I think to put it in the layman way, if let's say you get a first class, then you need to pay maybe about 5%, alright? And if you get about a second upper, maybe 10%. And then second lower is about 15 to 20%. Yeah, things like that lah. That's the rate lah. That's why we call it convertible loan, because you need to pay a portion of it. But if you fail, of course, you need to pay the 100% lah.
Where did you do your pre-university?
I did my A-level at College Mara Seremban. Okay, so College Mara Seremban is, I think it's like an MRSM lah, or any boarding school. You have your curfew, okay. You have your outing on the weekend, right? And then you have a Dewan Makan, like which is a dining hall. So the food, everything is already there. You have your dining hall, and then in fact you have your canteen, and you have your own warden, surau pun ada, asrama, everything was there. Other than that, I think Mara gave us the allowance of RM100 per month. So I think RM100 can cover a bit of your groceries, or maybe your snacks and also toiletries, or maybe you want to have fun on the weekend around Seremban. Yeah lah, I think RM100 enough lah. But because we have the dining hall to cover mainly our daily consumption, daily food.
Aiman, what is the structure of A levels?
The structure of A level is simple. It's divided into two, which is AS and A2, which is the weightage about 50% to 50% lah. I'm not sure if there's any structural change, but you may check on that. And then these both marks will be total into a total, A level result lah.
Aiman, how long was your A level program and what subjects did you take?
So I did my A level in 2 years, which is 1 year for AS, 1 year for A2 lah. And then in terms of subjects, for my year, what Mara allocate the subject is actually for math, economics, and also accounting. And this is under A-level social science program lah from Mara. Some students may options to with additional of further maths also. So they're gonna take 4 subjects. And if let's say if you're doing engineering A-level under Mara program, you will need to do maths, physics, and then another one, I cannot remember what subject it is. I think it's chemist, but I may be wrong. Yeah, it depends lah of the year itself.
Which country did you choose to do your degree?
In terms of country, I chose UK, United Kingdom itself. I went to University of Warwick.
How was the application process to UK universities?
If I'm not mistaken, you need to apply through UCAS. Sorry, it was 5 years ago, so I'm just gonna try to pick up my memory. You need to apply through UCAS, and then you can choose about 5 universities. So we need to submit a personal statement, mainly to share why we want to take this course and how this align with your personal values and many more. You can explore more on tips to write the personal statements. And then from the 5 universities, and then you submit using your AS result, and then they will offer you a conditional offer lah. And conditional offer, they will mention lah, like, okay, you need to get a certain grade to make sure you get this program at this particular university. So I did apply, I think, mainly PPE, philosophy, politics, and economics, and also economics and politics lah. So it's easier for me to apply almost the same particular program across multiple universities. Easier for me to do the personal statement itself. Right. So I applied to LSE, UCL, Manchester, Warwick, and another one, if I'm not mistaken, Bristol, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I got all 4 of it except LSE. But I went to Warwick because I think in a way, I have more friends from my A-level social science actually that went there to do accounting finance. So I think, okay lah, at least I have a clique or gang there lah.
Why did you choose to do philosophy, politics, and economics?
I always consider myself as a generalist, someone that is not specialized in something, but can do everything. That's why I think I go, maybe I should pursue a PPE. At the same time, also back then, I was about to apply for PTD, Pegawai Takbir Diplomatik. I was like inspired to become a civil servant. That's why I did apply and studied PPE itself.
Aiman, what is the structure of PPE at Warwick?
So in terms of structure for PPE at Warwick, during the first year, you're gonna learn a very standard modules lah that's set by the universities. But when it comes to second year, you can start specialize lah, whether you wanna major in econs, major in politics, and also major in philosophy. But at the center, so you can have minor lah. So in my case, so I did a major in econs with minor in politics itself lah. That's the structure of it. And then it depends lah on upon the final year. You graduate at it, then you can grade either in bachelor science or bachelor arts. But for major in econs, you will grade with bachelor science lah.
How was it adjusting from life in Malaysia to life in the UK as a student?
In Malaysia, it's way a lot easier because in a way, you know what the worst can happen lah. You in your own homeland, you feel this, you know about the safety net. If whatever happens, your family is there. But adjusting to the UK is more on like self-independence and self-dependence, and also in a way you need to rely a lot on your friends and perhaps your sponsors agency itself lah. And you need to explore the world in a way that make sure you understand the life there, so you can adjust it and also manage your expectations there lah, on what you want to do, what you need to do, etc.
When you were about to go abroad and study in the UK, was there anything that you were scared of or anything that concerned you?
When I was about to fly there, is actually my main concern is if I'm lonely lah, I'm gonna get lonely, and then I will get depressions or anxiety lah. Things like that is more mental health issues lah. But it is actually no, I wasn't lonely. I was quite active, and simple is because of the Malaysian community there, and also it thanks to UKEC lah, an organization that I spent about 2.5 years, I can say.
Aiman, how much did Mara give you as an allowance while you were studying?
Well, during my first year, it was about £880, first year and second year. But thank God, during the final year, we got an increment lah. About I think about 50, I cannot remember. I think 15%, something like that. But roughly, it's about £1,020 lah per month during my final year.
How much do you spend on rent?
For Warwick, it's actually quite cheap. You definitely will spend less than 400, I can say, for the whole total commitment, including bills, electricity, utilities. Yeah, it will be about that range lah, less than 400. I think it will be about 350 in total.
While you were studying, did you do any part-time jobs?
I didn't do any part-time job during my study term, but when it comes to term break, where I can, work without hours limit, I will definitely come to London, and I will rent a room, or maybe a small portion of the room with my friends, and then I will spend my whole term break actually in London to work part-time there lah. So during term break, I will work roughly about 8 to 12 hours per day. Yeah, so in a week, it's easier to get about 40 to 60 working hours there lah.
When you mentioned that during term break there is no time limit to work, what do you mean by that?
So let's say if you are on student visa, so in a week you can work, if I'm not mistaken, about 20 hours only. It is a regulation by the UK government lah. But when it comes to term break, you can work beyond that hours lah.
Aiman, were you involved in any student organizations while you were in the UK?
Well, I did involve in some, such as Warwick MSA stuff, but mainly just an active member. And I did also help in ad hoc things such as, I think, Warwick Malaysian Summits during 2022 or 23, I cannot remember. Yeah, but my main involvement was in UKEC, United Kingdom and Higher Council for Malaysian Students, where I started off as a shadow regional chairperson, and then after 6 months I became a regional chairperson. Then I was contesting for deputy chairperson. Then I got the position, alhamdulillah, and then I spent about a year as a deputy chairman there lah, in UKEC in the UK.
What does UKEC do as an organization?
In a simple way, simple and layman term, we are the student council, but we cover the whole UK and Ireland. So we represent all the Malaysian societies across UK and Ireland to either the corporate or maybe the government itself, or any stakeholders that are interested to know more about Malaysians in the UK, Malaysian students in the UK specifically.
What were your proudest achievements while you were deputy chairperson of UKEC?
Definitely, we do have, I think, a lot of achievements that I'm proud of. But if I can put it into three, the first one is actually the JPA and MARA allowance revisions. That one is actually a proposal that made by a group of us lah from UKEC mainly, and then we presented the proposal to our former Prime Minister Ismail Sabri, and also some other relevant stakeholders such as MARA and other ministers. I think during that time, higher education, Minister of Higher Education as well. So because of that, that's why during the third year we got a revision of MARA itself, MARA allowance lah. I think JPA students also benefited from it. Number two is the UKE community. We call it UKE community Ramadan in spring, because it just happened Ramadan in spring during that time. And the idea was that because due to the Ukraine and Russian war, the bills, the groceries price spike. It was one quite high during that time. So we were thinking, maybe we should do something to help the students lah, the Malaysian community around. It's just as simple as, how about we gather the students for an iftar, okay, buka puasa. It doesn't matter, you don't need to be a Muslim. As long as you're Malaysians, come lah, it's a community punya program. And then we also distributed more than 100 simple care package bag where we put rice, oil and also eggs. So nasi, telur dan juga minyak kita distribute to the community. But what touched me is actually some of them, in fact, it's okay lah, I don't want to take it. I just gonna bring it, give to my other friends that need it the more. Or some of it just, it's okay, we can give to other people. If they need to, so they just can take to my portion as well. In just less than 6 weeks, we raised more than £1,000 already lah. Yeah. And then the last one, right before I went back to Malaysia, is the Tube Sarong London. So Tube Sarong London is basically like a kereta api sarong in Malaysia, but we bring it in London. Definitely more than 500 Malaysians all over the UK and Ireland also actually join. So we bring the Malaysian culture, we celebrate the Malaysian Day actually in London lah, all the way from King Cross stations to Battersea power stations there. So we parade, we have a lot of flash mobs, we do have a lot of people singing all the Malaysian songs. Yeah, it's basically celebrating Malaysia in our way lah, in London. To recap, is JPA Mara Allowance Divisions. Second is UKE Community. And the third one is the Tube Sarong London.
How did you job hunt in your final year?
It was during the Malaysian Career Fair, organized by UKEC and Graduan actually at Royal Lancaster. So what I did is I surveyed the company that I want to apply during that time. I just pick it up simple lah, which is Sunway, the company that I'm working at the current moment. To put it in the simple way, I surveyed the job opening, the graduate program, which is management program. Okay, I did apply to it. Before I went to the further interview, I attend the engagement session first to get more insights. Then after that, I tell them, oh, actually I'm applying, and is there any way that I can further my application as well? So in a way, they helped me out also lah. Like because I was in the UK, might as well they process my application earlier as well. Fun fact is, I interviewed on Friday, and then on Saturday itself, during the career fair, I got the offer letter already. I got the offer during, I think if I'm not mistaken, around February. And I graduated in July. I started working in November. So after I got the offer, actually, I have a peace of mind lah, that I don't need to become anxious or maybe like inferior to other people that got a job offer. How about myself? So I don't need to feel that because I have secured an offer.
Earlier, you mentioned that growing up, you wanted to join the PTD. Why did you eventually decide to go into the private sector with Sunway?
The reason why I choose private sector than the government sector is one of it is because the difference in the package itself lah. I can say like, while private sector offers you a bit of higher salary than the government sector, but the government sector, I can say, has a better perks in the long run, in the long term itself. So for me, coming from a background that I need to work to get something and in the short term as well, so I choose to private sector lah, because I need the package that I can say more important for me in the short term lah. But in a way also, it's easier also for me to understand the career growth in private sector as well, because the exposure that I get, the insight that I get, that I receive from the private sector people lah, in terms of, you start as executive, you can become senior executive, after that assistant manager, then manager. I think it thanks to the exposure from the private sector itself lah, that come all the way to London. So maybe, I don't know, like let's say if you have a government people like PTD come to do engagement sessions to explain on more clarity on the career progressions for government sector, maybe I might be joining private sector as well. Yeah, it can be like that.
Aiman, how long has it been since you started working at Sunway?
Now it's about 1 year and a half, actually about 1 year and 6 months or 7 months. I started off actually with 3 months of group internal audit. So I managed to cover multiple business along the way, such as property industry, construction, building materials. I cannot remember what. There's a lot of audit that I was involved. After that 3 months, I went back to the group human resources as a part of organizational development team, where I cover a part of talent acquisition and also employer branding lah. So in the group HR, some of my portfolio covers like the UK career drive to Sunway, where during my first year, and actually my first job, my first project for group HR is actually to assist the team with organizing the whole route map, like roadmap for our site, our visit and campus engagement in the UK itself. Then along the way, I was involved with other programs as well, such as a Sunway Agility Challenge, helping out with the Management Associate Program, the graduate program by Sunway, and also other employer branding matters as well. So if you ask me how's my life at Sunway, well, my journey with Sunway has been fulfilling and also challenging, because every day I have a new challenge and I always get the support to overcome the challenge as well. So I like working at Sunway actually. My name is Aiman and thank you for listening to my journey Lepas Sekolah. All the best.